podcast live where mindset meets money and where culture meets consciousness. I'm your host, Wize, and today we're diving into a dimension of entrepreneurship that most people overlook, but every successful leader lives by: entrepreneurial spirituality. That's a lot to say, right? Entrepreneurial spirituality. You can build systems, offers, funnels, and opportunities, but without internal order, none of it matters. Your mind is the first infrastructure before your business ever becomes one. I'm going to say that one more time. Your mind is the first infrastructure before your business ever becomes one. Most people are trying to build wealth from a chaotic mind, and chaos cannot create anything consistent. You cannot scale without what you cannot settle. You cannot multiply what you cannot manage, and you can't build legacy from a mind stuck in survival mode. Entrepreneurial spirituality isn't woke talk, it's wealth talk. See, my personal journey, it taught me this. I didn't learn discipline from reading a business book. I learned it through pressure, through environments where emotional reactions could cost you opportunities, relationships, or your future. Life taught me the power of stillness, reflection, and the ability to respond rather than react. You got certain meditation systems that actually showed me how to control my breath, calm my mind, and separate emotion from action. It helped me shift from internal chaos to internal control. That was the moment I became an entrepreneur in my spirit, not just on paper. Let's talk about the science of stillness. Meditation isn't just spiritual, it's neurological. When you take time to breathe and become centered, your cortisol drops, your mind clears, your emotional impulses slow down, and your strategic thinking increases. You're no longer reacting from panic, you're responding from clarity. When leaders operate from calm, they scale. When leaders operate from chaos, they sabotage. See, this is deeper than philosophy, even though philosophy is a part of it. And when I use the terminology is deeper than philosophy, I'm just saying that it's like practical application. A lot of time philosophy is more of a thing where it stimulates the mind awareness, food for thought, but you got to put it into practice. Emotional discipline is one of the most expensive skill gaps in our community. When people lack it, they quit too early, chase quick money, or sabotage opportunities that were meant for them. Emotional discipline, it isn't a soft skill, it's a structural skill. Your emotions decide your habits decide your results, and your results decide your wealth. If you cannot lead yourself internally, you cannot lead your business externally. And these things are something that I've practiced for over 20 years. This is not something that I just started doing. And the benefits of it is something that it's like planting a seed and watering that seed and nourishing that seed, and then over time it grows. And then you begin to see the tree flourish and bear fruit. And this becomes where you have clarity, emotional intelligence, your intuition is heightened, your internal GPS system is active. These are the things that allow you to navigate in the world of life and business. Now let's talk about willpower. In certain meditation systems, willpower is not about force. It's about flow. It's about directing energy with intention and purpose. Most people waste their willpower fighting distractions, procrastination, and fear. True willpower comes from alignment. It comes from daily repetition of chosen purpose over impulse, clarity over chaos, and structure over struggle. And these are the things that come from putting together a regimen where you practice certain things, like getting up in the morning with your routine, doing your exercises, mental exercises, physical exercises, whether it's like meditation, yoga, or just sitting still and just centering yourself through breathing. Inside Wizetics, we teach 7 energetic planes of wealth, because your spiritual structure is your business structure. And this has nothing to do with religion. I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about spirituality. And when I'm using the word spirit, I'm talking about energy. Spirituality to me is energy movement. And energy in the textbook definition is the ability to do work, the capacity of work. So we are talking about utilizing the fuel that's behind the motion. Inside Wizetics, we teach 7 energetic planes of wealth. So it's based off what we call the 7 planes of energy, because your spiritual structure is your business structure. These planes are physical, mental, emotional, will, control, realization, and infinite. The physical plane is discipline, your habits, your body, and your routines. The mental plane is clarity, your thought processes and vision. The emotional plane is stability, the foundation for consistency. The will plane is your drive, the energy of your motivation. The control plane is order. This is where systems and structure live. The realization plane is strategy, the blueprint becoming a plan. And the infinite plane is legacy, building something that outlives you. Wizetics OS is designed to move you through all 7 of these planes, turning spiritual clarity into real world results. So in my book, Wizetics, you will see me outline the 7 pillars of Wizetics. But these 7 pillars are rooted in the 7 planes of energy. So let's ground this with a simple meditation you can practice every morning. You can basically just get up, inhale for clarity, hold for control, exhale for peace, relax your shoulders, plant your feet, and visualize your business already operating at the next level. Then remind yourself, I am disciplined, I am strategic, I am aligned, I am ready. See, these affirmations become seeds, and repetition becomes the nourishment of the seeds. Your business will only grow at the speed of your emotional maturity. Your wealth will only grow at the speed of your inner peace. And your legacy will only grow at the speed of your discipline, entrepreneurial spirituality. It isn't optional, it's an operating system. This is the Wizetics way. If this message resonated, download the Wize Network Credit Building Blueprint, tap into Wizetics OS Life-Biz Infrastructure, or join me for coaching, where we build leaders from the inside out and businesses from the ground up. This is how we tapping in. It's not a real long episode, but I just wanted to get that out there to the world, because I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna talk about 2 people. 2 people that utilize similar aspects of entrepreneurial spirituality. First one, that's real popular. Everybody know about, Apple, iPhone. So let's talk about the founder, the innovator of that, the thought behind that product, Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was someone who practiced entrepreneurial spirituality. He practiced meditation. Let's talk about Russell Simmons. That's someone who practiced entrepreneurial spirituality. Russell Simmons is behind Def Jam, the thought behind one of the greatest hip hop companies in the world. Probably be the first, the pioneer. Russell Simmons. He practiced entrepreneurial spirituality. Someone else in hip hop, RZA. One of the greatest to ever bring about the business model and bringing a lot of individuals together from different temperaments. The Wu-Tang Productions, the Wu-Tang Corp. That business model is very inspirational, which basically it inspired me when I was young. The Wu-Tang business model, it actually inspired me to actually be who I am today. But RZA is someone who practiced entrepreneurial spirituality. And so I can go on and on and on and naming people, but I just named a few right there. Another person, Phil Knight, the one behind Nike. He's a founder of Nike. He went to Japan. He took a trip. He went and studied the cultural elements of how the Japanese do business, which is rooted in what? Entrepreneurial spirituality. If you look at the Book of Five Rings, that's something that's like a Japanese classic that helps. You might find a lot of executives that study the Book of Five Rings. They might even go study, from a Taoist perspective of like the Art of War, Sun Tzu, which incorporates a lot of entrepreneurial spirituality. Because see, to be an entrepreneur, you have to be a warrior. This is why I consistently say life is business and business is war. It starts inside your mind. The war inside your mind. You got to deal with the doubts. You got to fight against the doubts. You got to fight against the distractions. You got to war against the fears. You got to overcome the challenges that exist within before you even begin to deal with the challenges and obstacles that exist externally. And so this is what I summed up in what's called the Wizetics 7 pillars, or the 7 pillars of Wizetics. It's beyond a philosophy. It has philosophy there, yet it's practical. It's culturally specific, but globally applicable. So it's culturally specific to Black Americans, yet it's globally applicable to the entire world. And it's based off of ancient sciences of life for the modern day time. So this is why you'll hear me speak about the 7 planes of energy as being the backdrop to the 7 planes of Wizetics, or the 7 pillars of Wizetics. So when we are talking about mindset, map, and strategic structuring, life operations, market mastery, biz genesis, market mastery, scaling, legacy, leadership. See, all of that is connected to the flow of energy. It's connected to the flow of consciousness. So it's principles that exists just like gravity. It's universal, meaning that these things work regardless of your age, regardless of your race, regardless of your location. Gravity works the same way. Now, of course, you start going up outside the atmosphere, then you step outside of gravity, and then there is no gravity, but it's still like laws in place. What I'm saying, it's universal laws that are in place that allow you to maneuver with success when you recognize these laws and understand how you relate to these laws and how these things exist in your environment. It brings about certain success. So let's go into this part right here before I close out. Real quick. When you jump into entrepreneurship full-fledged, when you reach the point where you say, you know what, I'm working for myself. My life responsibilities are being taken care of through my entrepreneurship. You gotta go hard. You gotta deal with making sure everything is being taken care of to where your business, that's the money-making machine, is producing profit. The psychology behind that is something that could be overwhelming when you don't understand the growth and development process of that. That challenge could be overwhelming when you don't understand the 7 pillars of Wizetics, when you don't know these 7 pillars, when you don't practice entrepreneurial spirituality, when you don't focus internally and root yourself in certain disciplines with routines that are aligned as an infrastructure. So let's think about infrastructure for a moment. So the infrastructure is basically when you're looking at the skeleton of your body, when you're looking at the organs of your body, that's infrastructure. The things that we see on the outside is an expression of that which is within the inside. If the inside is deficient, if the inside is not properly aligned, then the external motion is going to be crippled. It's not going to go in accordance to how it was meant to go because it's lacking something. And it slows down your ability to move. It slows down your production. It slows down your growth and development. And the objective, not just the objective, because the goals are supported by objectives. Objectives are what lead up to your goals. So the goals are the end result that you see for yourself. The objectives are the steps that you take to reach this end result. So now, when we look at internally how we should root it a certain way, and the mindset, proper mindset, see, all of this is entrepreneurial spirituality. These are the things that every successful entrepreneur, and when I'm saying successful, meaning that they have built a sustainable business, not a one-hit wonder, not happy-go-lucky lottery ticket success. I'm talking about legacy leadership. They built something that has been able to be passed down from one generation to the next. They deal with entrepreneurial spirituality. And again, this is nothing to do with religion. This has nothing to do with religion. Not to say religion don't have some of these principles associated with it. This is not about religion. This is about the mechanics, the operations of universal principles of growth and development. So if you want to be successful in your life, in your business, you're going to have to incorporate into your life and business aspects of meditation, and not in the conventional sense of meditation. It don't have to be you sitting cross-legged saying for hours. And that is not necessarily what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the mechanics of meditation. Knowing how certain breathing, like deep breathing, mind awareness, focusing your thought, imagination, creative visualization, affirmations. See, all of these things are internal exercises that result in external success. It allows you to navigate through the natural order of living through the demands of life. So what do I really mean by that? What I'm saying is that it's certain things that your body needs, that your mind needs, that your body needs, that your business needs. And when you are fulfilling those needs, it allows you to experience love, peace, and happiness. So the part that is a gap where it's the challenges that exist between you realizing what you need and fulfilling what you need, knowing what you gotta have, and then achieving what you gotta have. It's the gap between that is the challenges and the obstacles. So without the proper mindset, without mental wealth, you won't be able to endure. You won't be able to travel the distance between where you are and knowing what you need and what you have to achieve and actually getting to what you need and achieving what you got to achieve. So this is where Wizetics OS Life-Biz Infrastructure comes in. See, it's a different type of framework. So I just gave an example of people who have incorporated meditation into their regimen of life and business building. It says Steve Jobs, Russell Simmons, RZA, Phil Knight. Those people, Steve Jobs, Apple, Russell Simmons, Def Jam, RZA, Wu-Tang Production, Phil Knight, Nike. Those are some heavyweights. So I need 2 occasions and 2 Black Americans. So it's not a race thing. It's not, no. These people have built successful businesses, life and business. That don't mean you don't have challenges. So the part that I really want to emphasize a lot of times to people is this is not a quick fix. It's not some lottery ticket. So you got to get the lottery ticket mentality away. Like, it don't go that way. Usually a person doesn't play the lottery one time and hit it. Usually they've played the lottery multiple times. They've put in multiple numbers. They, did this for a period of time, and then this one time they might hit it big. But it's very rare that you see someone, I'm just going to play the lottery. I've never played the lottery, not one day in my life, and I'm going to play the lottery today. And they play the lottery and they hit the lottery for $1 million. That's very, very, very far in between. Like, listen, the people who usually hit the lottery are people who've been playing the lottery for a long time. They've been putting money into the lottery every day. I'm playing my number. Every day they playing their number. Every day they playing their number. Years go by. Let's take it back. Weeks go by. Months go by. They playing the lottery. They might hit for a little bit here and there, but you do see some people hit it like, $2.5 million lottery. Do they ever do the follow up? Okay, they hit the lottery today. 3 years from now, 4 years from now, 5 years from now, what is their life? What is their financial position. Even though you'll get too much personal into someone's like financial situation, but what are they doing now? Okay, because they highlight when they hit the lottery, they're making a big issue. Oh, they hit the lottery for this amount of money. Okay, did they manage that money in a way that was able to make more money for them? Or did they just hit the lottery, they got the money and start paying bills off and started buying stuff and didn't produce a money-making machine that can continue to generate? So that's why the mindset is the foundation. Mental wealth is where it all has to begin in order to achieve sustainability for legacy leadership. The mindset mapping must take place first. So how do you know the mindset mapping must take place if you don't know the mindset mapping must take place? How would you get to know that? This is why I do what I do, speaking like I'm on this live right now, engaging in different conversations, different dialogue, putting out information that could come across your radar. And you become aware of it. Now the choice becomes, will you accept it or reject it? That becomes your choice. Yet it's no longer a matter of you didn't know. See, at some point in time, some people just don't know what they don't know. So therefore, they don't know what they should know. If you don't know what you don't know, that means you don't know what you should know. You're like, I don't know. I didn't know I should know that. Because it might didn't come across your awareness in a way that you saw the relationship between certain things that you were being hindered by, or certain things that you're challenged by, or you're going through certain things. And let's say, oh, I didn't know that I could just be a tax write-off, but you was actually having money going in a way where you didn't have to have it go that way. Oh, I didn't know that I could market this way, or I didn't know that I can apply for this over here at the bank this way. I didn't know that this right here would cause my credit score to go up. I didn't know that, certain things you might didn't know, but you still could be experiencing some things that you don't have to experience that is really not beneficial for you. So getting rooted in mindset, it allows you to know what you should be looking for. See, once you got a certain mindset, and that mindset is a mindset of purpose, of having knowledge of yourself. See, once you have that basic foundation of knowledge, this becomes your GPS. It becomes your blueprint. It becomes your internal navigation system. It will direct you in places that you need to go. You will be able to meet people that you need to meet. Yet it's an ability to have strategic structure along with that. But the mindset is the basics of, okay, this is my purpose. Now let's make it active. Let's move out on purpose. And when you go to move out on purpose, you got to have strategic structure, because now there's where the plans come into play. Having the right type of plan in play. And now you're going into life operations, putting together the right type of routines with yourself, incorporating the right habits, getting rid of things that's not necessary, understanding that this is not necessary because it don't fit into what? Your purpose and your plan. So this is where the life operations come in. And then you're going into this Genesis. So now you can begin to say, okay, let me start my business. Okay, I got my business this way. Let me revamp my business this way. And then you go into, market mastery. And so forth and so on. And some of these things could be interchangeable. That's where you really become a master of life and business, because you could begin to interchange certain things and rearrange certain things. And this is where we start talking about alchemy. But we're not going to go too far into that. But entrepreneurial spirituality, entrepreneurial spirituality, spirituality. That's what we're dealing with today. And so, for more information, you're looking for one-on-one life and biz coaching, consulting. You're looking for smart website development. You're looking for lending partners. Contact me right here, 1-888-704-0864. You can go onto the website, wizenetworks.biz. You can schedule a call, call the number, speak with the assistants, set up your call, and we go from there. That's how easy that is. See, what we're doing today is we're taking it all the way to the next level, to the next level, to the next level. From the block to the boardroom. From underserved to unstoppable. That's where we're going with it. And so before I go, I'm gonna just hit you with something that's like personal. It's like a personal aspect. And I've told some of these certain aspects of the story plenty of times. Like, I'm someone who lost everything. I have to keep emphasizing that. I lost everything. Yet what kept me grounded was my mindset. I knew my purpose. But the one thing that I was lacking was strategic structure. Once I got that part together, everything else began to, because I had skipped over some things. I had things rearranged. I knew my purpose and I started a business, but I didn't really know how to make it grow and scale because I didn't have strategic structure. And then my life operations. See, I was all the way over there at Life-Biz Genesis. I already started a company, and but I still didn't have the right information and wasn't applying certain things in the proper way that you can see sustainable success. So I went through a lot of trial and error, and because I understood entrepreneurial spirituality, I was able to make it through those storms. Like, I practiced breathing. I practiced, exercises. I'm exercising, cardiovascular exercises, yoga, reading information. Reading books, studying, connecting with positive people. My diet, eating the right foods, fasting. All these things are a part of my regimen. Everybody don't possess that discipline. Yet you're gonna have to take some of these things. Even if you don't take all of these things, you have to use some of these things. You have to incorporate some of these things into your life and into your business. Because what are you gonna do when you have your business right? And you got your vision, you got purpose, you're not making any money, and that pressure hitting you, and you got bills you gotta pay, and you got your job, you're working part-time here on your business, you're working, and it just becomes stress. And then if you don't know how to handle that stress, and then it can cause you to make unnecessary decisions or wrong decision. You align yourself with the wrong partnership. You put some money over here and it didn't turn out to be what you thought it was going to be. You invested over here in this coach or into this platform. You thought this platform was going to give you the edge that you needed for your business to take it to the next level and become profitable. You go through all these different things. You engage in networking events. You spend money over here to go to this networking event, seeking to meet the right people, striving to get into the room. You're not known. People don't really know you in that world of business that way because you're just someone. You was working at your job. You had an idea. Your friends know you. Your associates know you. Your family know you. Yet now you're striving to get yourself connected into, relationships that could allow you to get funding to go inside your business. But then you got, I got to market. Where do I market my business at? Do I do it on Meta? Do I do it on Google? Do I put ads on Microsoft, or YouTube? What do I do now? Like, I got my business. I started my LLC. I started my S Corp. I got my C Corp. I got these things. I read a few books. I looked at some YouTube videos. What do I like? I'm not making any money with this though. You might have got a $50,000 credit card. You're using your credit card. You got your brand. You trademark your logo. You got these things, but you still not profiting. What do I do now? At that point is where a lot of people give up. At that point, what I just described is the point where a lot of people give up. And this can occur within the first 3 years of you starting your business. These things can occur like sometimes in 5 years. How can I still keep this going? Like because the business is like a baby. It needs a lot of financial support. You got to feed it. It needs a lot of attention. You got to feed it attention. You got to feed it food. So to do what? Grow. But if it's growing slow, it's like it's sucking a lot of your resources away from, you still got bills, you still got the light bill, you still got your rent, you still got your insurance, you still got all these things. How do you make it past this stage when it becomes overwhelming? The pressure. That's where most people give up. That's why people say, you go look at some people's domain, that website not up no more. The person had their brand, clothing brand, and that don't exist no more. It's just there. It was an experience. I tried. This is where the Wizetics OS Life-Biz Infrastructure comes in. It comes in for that person. For that person right there, the underserved one, the underdog, the one that's in the underserved community. Because now you can go to the bank, you can have money in the bank, but now when you want to go get a loan from the bank might not want to give you a loan. They're like, oh no, I don't want to give you a loan though, but you got my money in the bank though. But they don't want to give you a business loan because in certain ways you're not positioned. In certain things you're not structured a certain way. You're not managing things a certain way. Your credit might not be a certain way, and even your credit is a certain way. It's other factors that is shaping that decision that you might not realize, and that you have to have these things in place. You got to know how to pivot. You got to know how to shift. You got to know how to maneuver. You got to have strategies. You got to have tactics. This is what Wizetics is about. Strategies, tactics, maneuvers. You see all the fluff. Everything that glitters is not gold. You see a lot of people with a lot of stuff that they show you on YouTube. They might show you fancy cars, fancy environment, look like real good. They all out, dressed real nice, doing certain things. Let's see 5 years from now, 10 years from now. What are you doing now? 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now. What are you doing? Is that still there? Did it grow and evolve? Where are these people? This is legacy leadership. Where's the legacy? Where's the pass down? The sustainability. This is why you gotta have the mindset of a warrior. This is why you gotta have the strategies, the tactics, maneuvers for success in your life and your business. Because business is about building relationships. The right relationships, meaningful relationships. And it's a collaboration, it's a coordination, it's a whole lot of things. So it's like maneuvering this way. If it's like formation, moving in formations. You gotta have strategic structure. Your structure gotta be strategic. This is what we're doing with Wizetics OS Life-Biz Infrastructure. How long have. I've been doing this 20 plus years. And some of these things I didn't have. Some of the stuff I'm telling you now, I didn't have that information at the time. I gained that information in hindsight. So what I'm giving you is real life experiences. This is not just something I read in a book, not just something I saw on YouTube. This is something that I walked through every step of the way. Every step of the way. And what I also do is I work with high level executives in different positions, politicians, business owners. And I strive to get them to understand the significance of giving back, or, structuring certain policies, certain things, certain ways that allow the underserved or the underdog to be able to come up. Because we're working on something that's really powerful. Shifting the economic structure. I'm not gonna get too deep into that part right there, but over the years, over the course of time, different things have changed in the economic system. You want to be someone that is impacting that positively, in a positive manner. There's nothing that, we don't deal with the complaints, because here we go. You become undeniable. You got to become undeniable. How I think about these things is not the same as a lot of people. A lot of people have their point of view about business, about life. My point of view is rooted in, as always, my foundation. My foundation of knowledge itself. That's where I stand at. And then it's supplemented with other areas of schools of thought that get combined in a proper way that produces a desired result. So it's like recipe. It's like chemical equations connected together different ways to produce different results. And it's repeatable. So that's where it becomes systemic. It's a system. The Wizetics OS Life-Biz Infrastructure is a system based off 7 pillars. And those 7 pillars are rooted in the 7 planes of energy, which is clothed in a philosophy that is practical in application. So it's a concept that can be utilized step-by-step processes that bring about repeatable results. And it's all based off of you taking the initiative, you applying it to your life. That's where the success comes in, because it allows you to make it through the storm when you're not making any money in your business. So it allows you to be able to still move to the time frame where you will be making money. I talk to entrepreneurs all the time. They tell me, I got this business idea, or I got my business now, and I got my EIN. That's like some of the first things is I got my EIN, and I got my LLC, and now I don't know what to do now. One of the main things that they be lacking at that point is money to invest. I don't have any money. My credit score is this. So this is the part where you really, really gotta get deep into mindset, because it's a reason why your credit is the way it is. It's a reason why you don't have access to these resources. You gotta start within yourself. Certain disciplines you have to move from, or you're not gonna be successful. It's like inevitable. There's no way you're gonna be successful. Certain stuff you gotta put in place. Infrastructure. You gotta build an infrastructure. The infrastructure starts within yourself. Physical, mental, emotional, will, control, realization, infinite. That's the mental wealth for today. Catch you in the next episode. Peace.